Amara Chukwu froze behind the kitchen door as she watched her husband, the trusted butler, pour white powder into Chief Obinna Ikechukwu's evening whiskey. What she didn't know was that in the next 5 minutes, she would have to choose between her marriage and saving Nigeria's most powerful billionaire from assassination. You think you know what betrayal looks like? Wait until you see what this poor maid discovers about her own husband. But first, smash that like button and subscribe because this story will leave you questioning everyone you trust. 28-year-old Amara had been working as a maid in the Ikechukwu mansion in Victoria Island, Lagos for 3 years. The job barely paid enough to send money home to her sick mother in Enugu, but it was honest work in a beautiful home overlooking the Lagos Lagoon. Her husband, Kelechi, had been the family's head butler for 5 years. That's how they'd met, fallen in love, and married in a small ceremony 2 years ago. Chief Obinna Ikechukwu owned the largest telecommunications company in West Africa, worth over 50 billion naira. His wife, Dr. Adiz Ikechukwu, was a renowned surgeon who ran several private hospitals. They were Nigeria's power couple, wealthy, influential, and seemingly untouchable. But as Amara watched through the crack in the kitchen door, her world shattered completely. Kelechi was carefully stirring the white powder into Chief Obinna's favorite evening drink, a glass of aged whiskey he took every night at exactly 9 p.m. while reading business reports in his study. Make sure it dissolves completely. A woman's voice whispered from the shadows. Amara's heart stopped. That voice belonged to Dr. Adiz, Chief Obinna's own wife. How long before it takes effect? Kelechi asked quietly. 20 minutes. It will look like a heart attack. No one will suspect anything, especially with his family history of cardiac problems. Amara covered her mouth to keep from gasping. Dr. Adiz was planning to murder her own husband, and Kelechi, was helping her do it. After this, we can be together openly, Dr. Adiz continued, moving closer to Kelechi. With Obinna gone, I inherit everything. 50 billion naira, plus all the offshore accounts. Amara watched in horror as her husband leaned down and kissed Dr. Adiz passionately. I love you, Ada. I wanted to be with you since the day I started working here. And soon we won't have to hide anymore. No more sneaking around. No more pretending to be just employer and employee. What about your wife? Dr. Adiz asked, pulling back slightly. Kelechi shrugged coldly. Amara? She's so stupid. She'll never figure out what happened. After a few months, I'll divorce her and marry you. She can go back to her village where she belongs. The words hit Amara like physical blows. Not only was her husband planning to murder their employer, but he'd been having an affair with Dr. Adiz and planned to abandon her like she was nothing. Through the kitchen door crack, she watched Kelechi place the poisoned whiskey on the silver tray, along with Chief Obinna's usual evening snacks. I'll take this up to him now, Kelechi said. In 30 minutes, Chief Obinna Ikechukwu will be dead and will be the richest couple in Nigeria. Amara had maybe 2 minutes before Kelechi reached Chief Obinna's study on the 3rd floor. 2 minutes to decide whether to save the man who had always treated her with respect and kindness, or protect the husband who had just revealed he saw her as disposable. But as she crept toward the back staircase, her phone buzzed with a text message that made her blood run cold. It was from an unknown number. We know you saw everything. Keep your mouth shut if you want to live. A friend. Someone else was watching. Someone else knew about the murder plot. Amara looked up the grand staircase toward Chief Obinna's study, then back at her phone. She could hear Kelechi's footsteps approaching the main staircase with the poisoned drink. In that moment, she made a choice that would change everything. She ran. Taking the servant staircase 2 steps at a time, Amara raced toward the 3rd floor. She had to reach Chief Obinna before Kelechi did, but as she rounded the corner, she crashed directly into someone coming the other way. It was Chief Obinna himself, looking confused and concerned. Amara? What's wrong? You look terrified. Behind her, she could hear Kelechi's footsteps on the main staircase, getting closer. Sir, she whispered urgently, don't drink anything tonight. Don't eat anything. Please, just trust me. What are you talking about? Your wife. She's trying to... Amara couldn't finish the sentence. How do you tell someone their spouse is trying to murder them? Just then, Kelechi appeared at the top of the staircase with a silver tray, his face going white when he saw Amara talking to Chief Obinna. "Amara," Kelechi said carefully, "what are you doing here? You should be cleaning the guest rooms." Chief Obinna looked between his trusted butler and his maid, sensing the tension but not understanding it. "Actually," Chief Obinna said slowly, "I was just coming to find you, Kelechi. I've decided to work late tonight. Can you bring my evening drink to the main office instead of the study?" Amara's heart pounded. If Chief Obinna went to his office, Dr. Dees would know something had changed. They'd realize someone had warned him. "Sir," Amara said desperately, I think there might be something wrong with your drink. Will Amara be able to save Chief Obinna in time? What happens when Dr. Dees realizes their plan has been exposed? And who sent that threatening text message? This story is just getting started. Hit that notification bell, because the next chapter reveals a family secret that will shock you. Chief Obinna stared at the glass of whiskey in Kelechi's hands, then back at Amara's terrified face. In the next 30 seconds, he would discover that his 20-year marriage was built on lies, and the woman he trusted most had been planning his death for months. If you thought the betrayal couldn't get worse, you're wrong. What Chief Obinna discovers about his family will make you question everything. Don't forget to like this video if you're Team Amara. What do you mean something's wrong with my drink? Chief Obinna asked, his business instincts kicking in. He hadn't built a 50 billion naira empire by ignoring warning signs. Kelechi's hands were shaking slightly as he held the tray. "Sir, Amara has been acting strange all evening. Maybe she's confused." But Chief Obinna was studying his butler's face carefully. "Kelechi, you've worked for me for 5 years. In all that time, have you ever seen your wife act irrationally?" "No, sir, but—" "And Amara," Chief Obinna turned to her, "you've never lied to me, not once. So when you say something is wrong with my drink, I believe you, without warning." Chief Obinna grabbed a whiskey glass from the tray and threw the contents into the potted plant beside the staircase. "Sir, what are you doing?" Kelechi protested, but his relief was visible. "Amara, I want you to call the police right now," Chief Obinna said calmly. "Tell them I need them here immediately." "Sir, that's not necessary," Kelechi said, backing toward the staircase. "I think there's been a misunderstanding. The only misunderstanding," a new voice said from below, "is that you thought you could get away with this." They all turned to see Dr. Dees climbing the main staircase, no longer bothering to hide her involvement. Her elegant evening dress and perfectly styled hair seemed sinister now. "Ada!" Chief Obinna stared at his wife in confusion. "What's going on here?" "What's going on, my dear husband, is that your time is up. You were supposed to be dead by now." The words hung in the air like poison themselves. "You're trying to kill me?" Chief Obinna's voice was barely a whisper. "Trying? No, Obinna. I've been planning this for 2 years. Do you really think I'd marry you for love? You're 20 years older than me, boring, and you smell like cigars." Amara watched Chief Obinna's face crumble as his wife's words destroyed 20 years of what he thought was a happy marriage. "But Ada, we've been happy. We have a good life together." Dr. Dees laughed bitterly. "Happy? I've been pretending to be happy while sleeping with your butler for 3 years. Kelechi gives me what you never could: passion, excitement, and a future without you in it." Amara felt sick. Her husband had been betraying her for 3 years, not just a night. "And you, Kelechi?" Chief Obinna turned to his butler with hurt and confusion. "I trusted you. I welcomed you into my home. I gave you a job. I let you marry Amara in my garden." Kelechi couldn't meet his eyes. "I'm sorry, sir, but Dr. Dees and I were in love." "Love." Amara found her voice for the first time. "Is that what you call lying to me for 3 years? Making me believe we had a real marriage while you were sleeping with her? Amara, you don't understand." "I understand perfectly. You used me to get close to this family so you could help her murder Chief Obinna." Dr. Dees' phone buzzed, and she answered it without taking her eyes off them. "It's done?" she asked. Then her face went pale. "What do you mean you can't find it?" She ended the call and stared at Chief Obinna with new calculation. "What can't they find?" Chief Obinna demanded. Your will, dear husband, the one where you leave everything to me. It seems someone broke into our lawyer's office tonight and stole it. Amara's phone buzzed again with another message from the unknown number. Second floor office. File cabinet behind the painting. Hurry. Without thinking, Amara showed the message to Chief Obinna. Who is sending you these messages? He asked. I don't know, but they warned me about the poison too. Dr. Adiz was getting frantic. Kelechi, we need to leave. Now, if Obinna doesn't die tonight and the will is missing, we have nothing. Actually, Chief Obinna said, pulling out his phone, you have less than nothing. He showed them the screen. He'd been recording the entire conversation. Ada, you just confessed to attempted murder, adultery, and conspiracy. Kelechi, you're an accessory to attempted murder. Delete that recording. Dr. D screamed. Or what? You'll kill me? You already tried that. Obinna, you don't understand. This isn't just about us. There are other people involved. Powerful people who wanted you dead. Chief Obinna's expression changed. What kind of powerful people? Government officials, business competitors, people who see your telecommunications empire as a threat to their own interests. Amara realized they were in more danger than she'd thought. This wasn't just about a cheating wife and greedy butler. This was about a conspiracy to eliminate one of Nigeria's most influential businessmen. That's why they wanted it to look like a heart attack. Dr. Dees continued desperately. If people knew you were murdered, they'd investigate. They'd discover the corruption contracts, the bribed officials, the illegal deals. What illegal deals? Chief Obinna demanded. The ones you don't know about. The ones I've been signing on your behalf for the past 5 years. The truth hit Chief Obinna like a thunderbolt. His wife hadn't just been planning to kill him. She'd been using his company to commit crimes. Suddenly, car doors slammed outside. Through the window, they could see black SUVs surrounding the mansion. They're here, Dr. Adiz whispered. They're here to clean up this mess. Who's here? Amara asked, but she already knew the answer would terrify her. The people who paid us to kill him. And now that we've failed. Dr. Adiz didn't finish the sentence, but she didn't need to. They were all dead. Chief Obinna's own business empire has been used for corruption. But who are these mysterious, powerful people, and will anyone survive the night? The next chapter reveals a government conspiracy that reaches the highest levels of Nigerian power. Subscribe now because this story is about to explode. The mansion's lights went out as armed men surrounded the building. But what Chief Obinna discovered next would expose a corruption network that reached from Lagos boardrooms to Abuja government offices, with his own business empire at the center of it all. You thought this was just about a cheating wife? Think again. The conspiracy Chief Obinna uncovers will shake you to your core. Hit that like button if you're ready for this explosive revelation. In the darkness, Amara heard Chief Obinna's phone buzzing with an incoming call. The caller ID made everyone freeze. Minister Adebayo, Internal Affairs. Don't answer it, Dr. Adiz whispered urgently. But Chief Obinna was already swiping to accept. Minister Adebayo. Obinna, my friend, I hear you're having some domestic troubles tonight. The voice came through the phone speaker, loud enough for everyone to hear. Outside, they could see men with flashlights positioning themselves around the mansion grounds. What kind of troubles, Minister? The kind where your wife accidentally gave you something that disagreed with you. Food poisoning, perhaps? Very tragic. Very final. Chief Obinna's face went white. You're involved in this? Involved? My dear Obinna, I orchestrated it. Your telecommunications company has been very useful for our operations, but you've been asking too many questions lately. Amara felt her world spinning. The Minister of Internal Affairs was part of a plot to murder her boss. What operations? Chief Obinna demanded. Money laundering for international arms dealers. Drug trafficking coordination. Election result manipulation through your communication networks. Very profitable work, until you started getting suspicious about those quarterly reports. Dr. Adiz grabbed Kelechi's arm. We need to get out of here. Now. But it was too late. The front door burst open, and men in tactical gear poured into the mansion. Minister, Chief Obinna said into the phone, "You've been using my company for terrorism financing? Among other things. Did you really think your success was purely legitimate? Your company has been laundering money for us since the day you started. The only difference is, now you know about it." Amara's mystery contact sent another text. "Basement safe room, behind the wine cellar. Code is Ada's birthday." She showed the message to Chief Obinna, who stared at it in shock. "How does this person know about my safe room? I never told anyone about it." "Sir," Amara whispered, "does it matter right now?" Heavy footsteps echoed through the mansion as the armed men searched room by room. "This way," Chief Obinna whispered, leading them toward the back staircase. But as they reached the second floor, Dr. Dees suddenly pulled out a gun. "Actually, I have a better idea," she said, pointing at her husband. "Obinna, you're going to call Minister Adebayo back and tell him everything is fine. Tell him the poison worked, and you're dying peacefully." "Ada, what are you doing?" "I'm saving myself. If they think you're dead, Kelechi and I can disappear with the insurance money." "The insurance money you can't get without a death certificate," Chief Obinna pointed out, "which Dr. Dees can easily fake." Kelechi added, "She's been forging medical documents for the government conspiracy for years." Amara stared at her husband. "You knew about the government corruption, too?" "Of course I knew. How do you think we afford the nice clothes, the good food, the money I send to my family? Dr. Dees has been paying me to help with document forgery and money transfers for 3 years. So our entire marriage was a lie. Our marriage was convenient. You're a good cook, you're quiet, and you never ask questions. But love? No, Amara. I love Ada." The word should have hurt, but Amara felt strangely numb. Maybe it was a shock, or maybe she was finally seeing clearly for the first time. "Dr. Dees," she said quietly, "if you kill Chief Obinna here, how will you explain the bullet wound? Heart attacks don't leave bullet holes." Dr. Dees paused, realizing the flaw in her desperate plan. That moment of hesitation was all Chief Obinna needed. He lunged forward, knocking the gun from her hands. But as they struggled, a shot rang out. Everyone froze. The bullet had shattered the window, and now voices were shouting from outside. "Was that gunfire? Check the second floor." "This wasn't the plan, Doctor." Minister Adebayo's voice came through the phone, which was still connected. "What the hell is happening over there?" In the chaos, Amara made a decision that would change everything. She grabbed the gun from the floor and pointed it at Dr. Dees. "Everyone shut up," she said firmly. The room went silent. Chief Obinna, Dr. Dees, and Kelechi all stared at the quiet maid who had suddenly taken control. "Amara, what are you doing?" Kelechi asked nervously. "I'm thinking," she replied. "For 3 years, you all treated me like I was invisible. The stupid village girl who cleaned your house and cooked your food. But being invisible means I saw everything." She looked directly at Dr. Dees. "I saw you taking photos of government documents. I saw you meeting with strange men in expensive cars. I saw you moving money between different bank accounts." Then she turned to Kelechi. "And I saw you stealing cash from Chief Obinna's office and selling family information to people who called the house asking weird questions." Finally, she looked at Chief Obinna. "And I saw you pretending not to notice any of it." "What?" Chief Obinna looked shocked. "Sir, you knew something was wrong. You've been acting suspicious and worried for months. You installed new security cameras. You started locking your office. You even hired a private investigator. How could you possibly know about the investigator?" Amara's phone buzzed with a new message. "Because I'm the investigator. Detective Sarah Okonkwo, EFCC. Amara's mystery contact is a federal investigator. But will anyone survive long enough to expose the government conspiracy? And what does Chief Obinna really know about his own company's corruption? The next chapter reveals the shocking truth. Don't forget to subscribe because this story is about to reach its explosive. The basement safe room door slammed shut just as the armed men reached the second floor. But what Amara discovered inside will reveal that Chief Obinna knew more about the conspiracy than anyone imagined, and her mysterious contact was about to expose the biggest corruption scandal in Nigerian history. Everything you thought you knew about this story is about to change. The truth about Chief Obinna will blow your mind. But first, smash that like button if you're ready for this incredible plot twist. In the secure basement room, surrounded by monitors showing security footage from throughout the mansion, Chief Obinna finally revealed the truth. Amara, I need you to understand something. I've known about the corruption for 6 months. What? Dr. Adiz stared at her husband in shock. You've been sloppy, Ada. Forged documents with spelling errors. Bank transfers that didn't match the amounts in your reports. Phone calls you thought I couldn't hear. Chief Obinna activated the room's communication system, and Detective Sarah Okonkwo's voice filled the space. Chief Chukwu, are you safe? For now, Detective. Did you get everything you needed? Every word. We have Dr. Adiz confessing to attempted murder, money laundering, document forgery, and conspiracy with government officials. We have Kelechi admitting to theft and accessory to attempted murder. And we have Minister Adebayo on recording ordering your assassination. Amara felt like her head was spinning. You've been working with the EFCC this whole time? For 6 months, Chief Obinna confirmed. When I discovered what Ada was doing with my company, I contacted the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission. They've been building a case against the entire network. But, sir, Amara said, if you knew your wife was trying to kill you, why didn't you just have her arrested? Because we needed to catch the bigger fish. Ada and Kelechi were small players. Minister Adebayo, Senator Okafor, Governor Namdi, they're the ones who've been using Nigerian businesses to fund international terrorism. Dr. Dees laughed bitterly. You think you're so clever, Obinna, but you have no idea how deep this goes. Arresting a few government officials won't stop anything. You're right, Detective Okonkwo's voice said through the speakers. That's why we're not just arresting a few officials. We're arresting all of them. On the monitors, they could see something incredible happening outside. Nigerian military vehicles were surrounding not just a mansion, but buildings across Lagos. News helicopters circled overhead. What's happening? Kelechi asked nervously. Operation Clean Sweep, Detective Okonkwo explained. Simultaneous arrests of corrupt officials in Lagos, Abuja, Port Harcourt, and Kano. We've been planning this for a year. Chief Obinna pulled up news feeds on the monitors. Headlines were flashing across every major Nigerian news channel. Massive corruption arrests across Nigeria. EFCC exposes government terrorism financing network. Telecommunications mogul helps expose conspiracy. Amara, Chief Obinna said seriously, you saved more than just my life tonight. By warning me about the poison, you gave us the final evidence we needed to launch the arrests. But, sir, I still don't understand. How is Detective Okonkwo sending me messages? I asked her to monitor your phone after I realized Ada and Kelechi were planning something. When you started moving toward my study, she knew you discovered the plot. Dr. Dees was staring at the news feeds in horror. This will destroy everything. The money, the offshore accounts, the international connections. Good, Chief Obinna said firmly. My company will be clean again and Nigeria will be safer. But Amara noticed something troubling on one of the monitors. Sir, those armed men who came to the house, they're not government officials. Detective Okonkwo's voice turned urgent. What do you mean? Look at their uniforms. Those aren't Nigerian military or police. Those are private military contractors. On the monitors, they could see the armed men systematically searching the mansion. But their gear was wrong. Foreign weapons, unmarked vehicles, communication equipment that didn't match any Nigerian law enforcement agency. Detective, Chief Obinna said urgently, I think Minister Adebayo hired 4 mercenaries to eliminate all the witnesses. Including us, Dr. Dees whispered, her arrogance finally replaced by fear. The safe room's communication system crackled with a new voice. Minister Adebayo himself. Obinna! My friend, I know you're listening. Those men upstairs aren't just here to kill you. They're here to destroy all evidence of our operations and eliminate everyone who knows about them. That includes your wife and butler. The minister continued. Did you really think we let Dr. Adiz live after she became a liability? Dr. Adiz's face went white. He's going to kill me? He's going to kill all of us, Chief Obinna said grimly. Not if I can help it. Detective Okonkwo's voice cut through. Chief Chukwu, how long can you hold out in that safe room? Maybe an hour before they find the entrance. Good. Nigerian Special Forces are 15 minutes away, and we have a surprise for Minister Adebayo. What kind of surprise? The kind where he discovers that his own security detail has been working for us for the past 3 months. On the monitors, they watched as Minister Adebayo's convoy arrived at the mansion, only to be immediately surrounded by Nigerian military vehicles. Dr. Dees, Detective Okonkwo said, if you want to live through this night, you need to give us everything you know about the international connections. Bank account numbers, weapon suppliers, terrorist financing routes, everything. Dr. Dees looked at her husband, then at Kelechi, then at Amara. If I cooperate, what happens to me? You'll go to prison for a very long time, but you'll be alive. And if I don't cooperate, then those mercenaries upstairs will make sure you never get the chance to go to prison. Will Dr. Dees cooperate in time to save them all? What happens when the mercenaries find the safe room? And how deep does this international conspiracy really go? The final chapter will reveal the shocking truth and a twist that will leave you speechless. Hit that subscribe button because you won't want to miss this explosive conclusion. 3 hours later, as dawn broke over Lagos, Amara stood in Chief Obinna's office watching Nigerian television broadcast the biggest corruption arrests in the country's history. But what she discovered about her own family would change everything she thought she knew about her life. This is it, the moment that ties everything together. What Amara learns about herself will completely blow your mind. If this story has kept you hooked, smash that like button and subscribe, because this ending will leave you speechless. The safe room siege had ended when Nigerian Special Forces stormed the mansion, capturing the 4 mercenaries and arresting Minister Adebayo. Dr. Dees had cooperated fully, providing evidence that led to arrests across 12 countries. Kelechi was in custody, facing charges for theft, conspiracy, and accessory to attempted murder. But now, as Amara sat across from Detective Sarah Okonkwo in Chief Obinna's office, she was about to learn something that would change her entire understanding of who she was. Amara, Detective Okonkwo said gently, there's something I need to tell you about why I was really monitoring your phone. I thought it was because Chief Obinna suspected his wife and my husband were planning something. That's part of it. But there's more. Detective Okonkwo pulled out a thick file. Amara, what do you know about your father? The question caught her completely off guard. My father? He died when I was 3. My mother said he was a businessman who died in a car accident. Your father was Amara Chukwu. He was the original founder of Chukwu Telecommunications. Amara stared at her in shock. That's impossible. Chief Obinna founded the company 20 years ago. No, Chief Obinna said quietly from behind his desk. Your father founded it 25 years ago. I was his business partner. The room seemed to spin around Amara. What are you saying? Detective Okonkwo opened the file and showed her documents, business registration papers, partnership agreements, and photographs of a young man who looked exactly like Amara. Your father and Chief Obinna started the telecommunications company together. But 5 years after they founded it, your father discovered that some of their early investors were involved in illegal activities. What kind of illegal activities? Money laundering for international drug cartels. Chief Obinna said, his voice heavy with old guilt. Your father wanted to expose them and clean up the company. But before he could what? He was murdered. Detective Okonkwo said simply, made to look like a car accident. Amara felt like she couldn't breathe. My father was murdered? By the same people who were trying to kill Chief Obinna last night. The same corruption network that's been using legitimate Nigerian businesses for illegal operations for decades. Chief Obinna stood up and walked to his window overlooking Lagos. Amara, after your father died, I made a choice. I could either expose the corruption and probably kill myself, or I could play along and keep the company running. You chose to play along? I was a coward. I took over your father's share of the company, moved your mother and you to Enugu so you'd be safe, and pretended corruption didn't exist. But you've been sending money to my mother for years, Amara realized. The medical bills, the house payments. Guilt money, Chief Obinna admitted. I've been taking care of your family because I should have protected your father. Detective Okonkwo leaned forward. Amara, legally, you own 50% of Ikechukwu Telecommunications. Your father's share never legally transferred to Chief Obinna. It should have gone to you. The revelation hit her like a thunderbolt. I'm a billionaire. You're one of the richest women in Nigeria, Chief Obinna confirmed. And you saved my life without even knowing I owed you everything. Amara's phone buzzed with a call from her mother in Enugu. When she answered, her mother's voice was weak but urgent. Amara, something strange is happening here. Men in suits came to the house asking questions about your father. They said they were from the government, but they didn't seem right. Detective Okonkwo grabbed the phone. Mrs. Chukwu, this is Detective Okonkwo with the EFCC. You need to leave your house immediately and go to the police station. We're sending officers to protect you. After ending the call, Detective Okonkwo turned back to Amara with a serious expression. The corruption network knows who you are now. They know you're Amara Chukwu's daughter, and they know you help expose their operation. What does that mean? It means you're in danger, but it also means you have a choice to make. Chief Obinna pulled out legal documents. Amara, I'm offering to transfer full ownership of the company to you. It was always rightfully yours. But, sir, I don't know anything about running a telecommunications company. You knew enough to save my life. You knew enough to help expose the biggest corruption scandal in Nigerian history. You're your father's daughter. You have good instincts and a strong moral compass. Amara looked around the office. Her father's office. She now realized. 25 years ago, her father had sat in this same room, trying to clean up corruption and protect Nigeria's business integrity. If I take over the company, what happens to you? I retire. I testify at all the corruption trials. And I spend the rest of my life making sure your father's vision for ethical business in Nigeria becomes reality. Detective Okonkwo smiled. And the EFCC will provide security and support as you transition into your new role. What about Kelechi? He'll face trial for his crimes. Dr. D's too. But their testimony will help us prosecute the entire international network. Amara walked a window and looked out at Lagos, the city where her father had dreamed of building something good, something clean, something that would benefit all Nigerians. There's one condition, she said finally. What's that? Chief Obinna asked. Every employee who is forced to participate in corruption gets a second chance. Clean records, fair wages, and the opportunity to help build the company my father envisioned. Done. And we establish a foundation to help families of people who were killed trying to expose corruption. Also done. Amara picked up a pen and signed the transfer documents, officially becoming the owner of a 50 billion naira company. 6 months later, Amara stood at the podium of the Lagos International Business Conference, addressing an audience of entrepreneurs, government officials, and international investors. My father, Amara Chukwu, believed that Nigerian businesses could be a force for good in the world. Today, Chukwu Telecommunications, renamed in his honor, is proof that ethical business practices and profitability can go hand in hand. In the audience, she could see Chief Obinna, now serving as her mentor and advisor. Detective Okonkwo sat beside him, having been promoted to head the EFCC's new Business Ethics Division. We've created 50,000 new jobs, partnered with schools to provide free internet access across Nigeria, and established a fund that has helped victims of corruption-related crimes. Her phone buzzed with a text from her mother. Your father would be so proud. I love you, my CEO daughter. Amara smiled, thinking about the journey from being a poor maid who could barely afford to send money home to becoming one of Nigeria's most powerful businesswomen. But more importantly, she had honored her father's legacy and proved that sometimes the most unlikely heroes can change everything. As she concluded her speech, Amara looked directly into the camera broadcasting live across Africa. To anyone watching who feels powerless, who thinks their voice doesn't matter, who believes they're too small to make a difference, remember this. I was a maid who saved her boss from poisoning. That single act of courage exposed an international conspiracy and changed the course of Nigerian business forever. The audience erupted in applause as Amara walked off the stage, not as the poor girl from Enugu who once cleaned floors, but as a woman who had cleaned up an entire industry. In the green room, she found a note waiting for her. Thank you for choosing courage over comfort. Your father's spirit lives on through your work. A grateful nation. But the biggest surprise was waiting outside the conference center. Her mother had traveled from Enugu for the first time in years, standing proudly beside a statue that had been unveiled that morning. A monument to Amara Chukwu and all the business leaders who had died fighting corruption. Mama, Amara said, embracing her mother with tears in her eyes. My daughter, you become everything your father dreamed you could be, and you did it by being brave enough to do the right thing, even when it was dangerous. As they stood together in front of her father's statue, Amara realized that her story wasn't really about going from Maid to Billionaire. It was about discovering that courage, integrity, and the willingness to speak truth to power were worth more than any amount of money. Her phone buzzed one final time with a message from an unknown number. The corruption network had tentacles in 17 countries. Because of your bravery, 847 people have been arrested, $12 billion in stolen money has been recovered, and countless lives have been saved. Thank you for choosing to speak up when it mattered most. From poor maid to billionaire CEO, from saving one life to transforming an entire nation, Amara's journey proves that heroes come from the most unexpected places. What did you think of this incredible transformation? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe for more amazing African stories that will inspire you to believe that one person really can change the world. Until next time, remember, your voice matters, your courage counts, and you never know when one act of bravery might change everything.